All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go. 30 base.
Mike, 58, right there.
Rock it. Ready.
Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. On second down, here's Barkley. Oh, he's got a little daylight. They had trouble stopping the run last week in the loss, and here it rears its ugly head early.
You're supposed to try and get your confidence going after a loss like that where you gave up big yards running the football. This is not the way to go about it. It looks exactly as it did just a week ago.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Top 61, matchbox lights.
Slam.
Gone. Deep river.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
53, Mike.
They run with a former Eagle and Dolphin, Jay Ajayi. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the first down as well. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help the running game as well.
And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Let's go double count right here. Double count.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown. Complete. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. And you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Jim. 12. Let's go.
This is Ajayi. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Watch the pass. Zebra.
Play action. It's Wilson. This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 13-yard line. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far.
Watch out.
Go, guys. 4 down. Hey, 0.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. DK Metcalf. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. And after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The Charger drive about to get going. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Charger football to start quarter number 2. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Got it. Here we go. 18 Gator. Blue draw Corkers. Fire.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. Hey, Sam on.
Check safety.
From the gun, Herbert. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
He can't get him down. And he's taken down inside the 30. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down LA.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
His throw caught right around the 6. 23 yards on the play.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 5. And he's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Robert Foster with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead. Extra point by Marr, up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now a hit and a loose football. And picked up by the Chargers. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Go, Jackrabbit, come on, now.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. Well, we know it's a tough mission for this defense to hold them to a field goal after that long kick return, but they're one play away from doing it.
They certainly are very close to accomplishing what they needed to get done because they've treated this like a sudden change. You know, when the offense turns the ball over on a fumble or an interception, before you go out, you get together as a defense and go, sudden change, keep your poise, be ready to go. That's exactly what this group has done.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. The toss out to Barkley. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Herbert, they'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a 1st down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
On the carry, it's Montgomery. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On 2nd and 9, Wilson buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
Jordan Reed has it. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards. First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Star Latulele in on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there, because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Hey, we got 4 down. Hit the end.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Being chased out left. And he finds McDonald. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Ajayi. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
You. 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. Mike, 53.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wilson under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Frank Clark, his 2nd sack of the night.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Now it's Wilson. Well, he's going to go for it all. And that'll be incomplete. Now, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, so the Chargers will start the 2nd half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the 3rd quarter. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the...
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now Wilson. Dancing to his left. And Ty Montgomery has it complete. And they finally get him down at the other 46. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 47 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now it's Ajayi. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2.
58 right there. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Ricky. 58 to Mike.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
The drive starts with a completion left side. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Smooth. Yo, go.
2nd and 1. And that's going to be intercepted. The all-pro corner, Patrick Peterson. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
18 Gator.
He's got
6-6, bullet high. Hey, Foxtrot. Ready?
On 1st and 10, Herbert toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The kick by Maher is good. And now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it, and I can't wait to see what...
Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Frank Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
Easy. Switches. Alert. Good job right there.
To throw is Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. A nice job of eluding the pressure there, scrambling for 11.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
58 to Mike.
They go play action with Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
Yeah, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Let's go now.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I
don't know about that. Super tough.
Meanwhile, here a run on first down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Let's go. 90 Wolf.
Mike 54.
Topper.
You think you won't get this? You think you won't get this? He's coming. We got double up.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
Look. Squeeze. Get it.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And all the way down to the 26. A big play there for L.A. 44 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Check 24. Shift.
Look at me. Go. Hey, Delta. Hit it.
Operating from the gun. Herbert. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it, but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because you know the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, and it's 3rd down.
Tighten up.
From the gun, Herbert. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Robert Foster, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead.
Ready?
Operating from the gun. Herbert, it's complete. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.